We are recording.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Hideaway Hills Management Committee, January 25, 2022. First of all, I want to say I appreciate our maintenance committee, or excuse me, our maintenance team for getting two quick snows, getting the roads as good as they can be right now, and I appreciate their hard work and attention to us. So thank you very much. Tonight we have no invited guests, so we're going to roll right into capital depreciation and capital depreciation funds.
All right, capital fund currently at 456,338, and depreciation fund at 493,731. Those are both as of this morning. We have since written a check for $98,000 and some change for the Caterpillar unit, just waiting for its arrival either later this week or early next week.
Any questions? No fund transfers, or do you?
We do.
Oh, we do. Yeah. All right.
No. That's good. So December apparently is a little bit confusing in that. I guess I should wait for everybody to get this. Penny doesn't normally do fund transfers for December until the December books come out. And then just to add to that, the amenities funds, that's all covered for 2022. So anything you see now that is in the red in amenities is now for 2023. So I've challenged her to come up with a different way to account for that, so we're not just letting it build all year long and consistently staying in the red until the end. But as of her paying payroll and then accounts payable today, we've still got $140,000 just in the operating fund. So it's good. Seeing assessments yet for January, so.
Very good. Any questions? See positive, mostly positive numbers in there. Very good. We're going to move on to discussion items.
How about expenditure requests?
There you go. Okay. I must have a different.
You didn't.
There
you go. There's the cheat sheet I handed you.
There it is. That's the second one. So we have an expenditure request for 1,500 RFID tags. The cost of that is
$14,798. I added extra for tax and shipping.
This will be a first round of tags. Right now, we're not exactly sure how many we'll go through, but this will be a first round. We need to get these coming because the company's saying that, like everything, they may get back ordered after this. We need to get our first group in. So, do I have first, do I have a motion to approve, and then we can discuss?
I'll make the motion.
Got a motion by JJ. Any discussion on this?
Do we want to bump the number? Go over 15, then it gotta go.
Then we'd have to wait a month, and we expect this. They say we need to get them now.
Okay, let's buy 1,500 now.
Yep. There you go. That way we're not
have
delayed.
to wait a month either way, though. Okay. So I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, at least get them here on property, and we can keep them in the safe until it's time to get started installing them.
Chaz's committee to trustees to do a e-vote on it if it's over.
We can do that in half a day if we had to.
How many were you anticipating? We were showing 1,500 for the first group. Were we thinking more? Because if there's 750 approximately houses.
And again, we're saying we've got about 1,034 member gate openers out.
Right.
So, now you add family guests and that kind of thing to that. My suggestion would be we purchase the entire 2,700 that they've got in stock right now, because those have those pesky little chips that they're having a hard time getting for Toyotas and everything else.
Plus, they don't go bad, do they?
No,
Right.
no, they're not perishable. Unless you do that to them.
You got a calculator to give me a total? Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Chaz, for pushing your group.
Can you just send me the dollar amount tomorrow? Actually, just send it to myself and copy Mary Beth.
I'd say not to exceed 20, the number's 25,396. That's before any kind of shipping. So I'd say not to exceed $26,000.
Okay.
Okay, I have to rescind my motion
Change.
Yes.
for the $14,798.31 and make a motion for not to exceed 26,000.
Any more discussion? On appearing, let's vote. All in favor? Aye. Aye, okay. All opposed? Very good. All right, Chaz, I'll get that to you in the morning.
Got it.
Thank you. Any other expenditures?
Yes, for the health and wellness, for the fitness center, we would like to have a contract with ADT for security, which would be a 3-year contract, which would total 59,2766. So let's say 6,000. It would be again a 3-year contract. The goal of the fitness center with the health and wellness is we will, after we get up and running, we will work to cover the operating cost. So we will work to cover the electric, the security, and then so that's one. And then there's another one for Spectrum, which is again, would be no contract, but it would be a monthly of about 150, and that would be for TV and internet, so 150 a month, which is 1,800.
So on the 5927, is that all paid up front or is that a
That's a
monthly?
monthly.
Okay.
That's a monthly for 3 years is what the contract's written right now. And I'm working with ADT to get it down to 2 years, but at this point we'd have to. 59, 27, 66. It's 100 and
Yeah.
5,900 and
yeah, 5,927 is the total for 3 years.
Divided by
Yeah.
36.
So it is paid monthly now.
It is paid monthly.
but because it's an agreement, I think we should have management committee approval on it.
Have you reviewed the contract?
I reviewed the dollar amounts on it. I have not had a chance to get through all of it. It's a
We
lengthy
do have
one.
bids from others.
We did have bids from 2 others. We have to go back.
Important to note, though, that the committee has already spent committee funds on hardware
Hardware.
from ADT.
So this is just, the 5927 is just for a monitoring service?
Yeah.
Monitoring and a service agreement, basically. Yeah. So if equipment breaks, they replace it during that time frame, the 24 or
So
36
it's
months.
cameras, screen, alarm systems, key fobs. That includes, I think what I'd say, almost 1,500 key fobs. So it's the front door entrance into it. It's all the cameras inside and
The
outside.
RFID tags over there.
You'd have to have it attached to a person. I don't know how that works. How that would work.
Okay, so, and I appreciate the fact that you're all wanting to cover this back with operational funds.
Yeah.
So worst case, we're committing to, out of club money, we're committing to at worst case, we're committing to 350 a month. So roughly 200 with the ADC and roughly, and 150
50
for
with that.
Spectrum.
Yeah.
And the electric.
Their electric's
yeah.
already up and running, yeah. Yeah,
Already
yeah,
covering that. We're
yeah.
just, we're looking here at, have we got the first bill on the electric?
2 bills.
We've gotten 2 most recent bills. They were about $15 apart. $15 apart. It was 640 and
I know the first one was
625 or something like that. So
It hasn't come down at this,
And that's all electric heat.
yes.
Need to get some sweating going on.
Yeah.
People.
Get a little friction heat going.
Yeah. So all of this will help us get there, so.
Okay.
so the electricity was budgeted. Alarm and that kind of thing. This all for me came up within the last week. So that neither the alarm system nor Spectrum are budgeted for that.
I believe the insurance was budgeted as well.
Yes, and I'm sorry, insurance was, yeah, building insurance.
So yeah, the other bidders, the other people we got from was just equipment alone. And there was no guarantee of, if it broke, we were on our own. So the reason we as a committee decided to go with ADT was because of them being a reliable and less hands-on from committee members and staff.
Any concerns with that, Jeff?
I'm sorry?
Any concerns with having a different security system now?
No, because they'll actually supply a screen to the security office. So it'll just be one that sits next to their current computer or current security camera screen. And frankly, our alarms, specifically alarms or security systems for the buildings that we have in Manor,
Yeah.
have been around a very long time.
Well, this one's outside the gate. So-
True. Yeah,
Right.
true.
This alarm ring in for here. If somebody opens the door, the alarm's on at 2 in the morning.
It goes off here and then it rings
Who
to
gets the alert? Who gets the fact that
um,
the door was open while the alarm was set?
the monitoring company does, and then they give security a call and or 911. If it was a fire alarm, it'd be 911. If it was a entry alarm, then security
And this will be
would
set
get
up same
called.
way.
Similar, yeah.
Similar or the same?
Same, and it should be the same, yeah. Yeah, so they'll call,
Well, the important thing is when you set that up to make sure the first call is going to emergency services and not to security.
and we can set up either way.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
using that just for consideration.
Yeah.
I guess I'll make a motion that say on a conditional approval on the ADT following Jeff's review of the contract.
Okay.
Just so we have a review.
Any additional discussion?
Second.
All right, all in favor of re-rolling these together? Did you roll that? You just do the- I think we just
No.
do the,
I just
you need
need
to do
to
them separate, so, okay. This is for the ADT,
ADT.
292766 over 36 months. Favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Got an abstention.
Yeah,
Oh, yes, you
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Okay, and one abstention. Thank you. And then we need to do similar on the Spectrum. Well, and is that not a contract?
they're not a contract, no. But I put down 158, let's say 1,800 a year. So if we, which we could stop at any point.
So is there any opportunity for a discount since that's what we're running?
So we're,
Well, we're gonna play 2 angles on that. There may be a new customer discount. So Joe Williams is going to make a phone call tomorrow as a new customer, and I will make a phone call tomorrow as a existing customer added onto our current account. The $150 is an estimate at this point. I would anticipate it would be less at this point. Is
Signing a contract, it's 100.
Only because it's being added to the
It's gonna be a recurring expense.
Yeah,
But I mean,
but it's not I don't think, technically, I don't think a vote is required.
just to be clear though, I mean, Joe's gonna go get pricing, but anything that's signed is gonna be signed by you.
Yeah, and there's nothing that has to be signed with. Spectrum.
I just, yeah, it's,
I mean,
There's only-
maybe,
there's
maybe,
only-
okay, we're taking the receiver that you're saying.
right, but there's only several people that can, speak for the club.
Correct.
Bravo for a discount.
Together.
Good luck.
And all the customers, all the Spectrum internet down there. Tell them you don't know who you're messing with. We have Chaz Cross on our team.
Yeah, who just severed ties with them.
Don't bring Chaz out. Don't bring him.
Might want to drop that tie.
Don't drop that dime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm betting a new customer discount will save us money.
Yeah,
Than it typically does.
can't hurt to ask.
I didn't want to comment during because I support what we're doing. We brought it up earlier, but Chaz, this is a lot of why, as we work through the amenities process and new amenities come on board or new infrastructure amenities, we need to be involved early and often so we understand what's going to hit our budget. And these were not no problem, but
It's an example of.
it's an example. And so just as we
Yeah.
work together, we need to remember this.
I think what's unique about this is it involves a building.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of moving parts to it, whereas in typically, it's a I'll use the new member committee, which really doesn't involve a fixed brick and mortar type situation. So,
We don't want to vote on the fans at the end. of the year. We're not-
yeah.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah, I agree.
All right.
We need to get those,
All right.
Good news is that I think we got the big expenses covered in the budget, which is the insurance. I know is the insurance, and then so far the electricity. I'm not sure what I budgeted for electricity. That would almost fold in at least the internet. Plus it increases quite a bit.
And didn't we discuss that the electricity was going to be high for the first couple of months because of the drywall, right? So,
yeah. We were hoping it would have gone down, but depending on what the day it was, but yeah, so now it's fully insulated. Drywall's done, ceiling's up. So we should see that.
I think we would want to ask and make sure that off hours, if you don't have a smart thermostat.
Yeah.
Working into something like that and keep a set temperature and control that so somebody isn't like me. If I exercise, it's going to be like a balmy 50 degrees in there in the summertime, but it's going to make that meter really spin. We should keep some controls on it.
I agree.
No hot yoga.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
We can't afford it.
I would say that in the event that Steve's exercising, there'll be quite a few people there to watch.
Thank you.
Only have to be the E EMS.
Same as if my truck pulls up out front,
We have a fundraiser for.
Not the defibrillators out and stuff ready to.
They're coming up. They're coming up.
Okay.
Okay,
All
now
right.
can we move on to the discussion?
Certainly.
All right. So first we have the costs associated with our team building a silt trap. We had that discussion earlier.
We did not put any final conclusions on costs, so maybe just an update.
So we have a design for the first, okay, so backing up through our lakes improvement strategy, the goal is to start putting silt traps in most of the coves, Lake of the Four Seasons, before do a silt trap before we start doing any dredging, so we're not continually dredging. The first silt trap, I'm sorry, lot number. Now it's off the top, so I don't have the lot number in front of me. The design came in. We paid for design, the survey and the design. We have that. Rick is concerned. Number one, it's something that maintenance just is not able to build. on their own. They can do some of it. They can do tree removal. They can do some of the rough grading. They can get stuff out of the way. But we're going to need to get a quote on the balance of that, which means we're going to have to work on our capital fund calculator. The other thing, though, that Rick brought up is the way the design is, it's not going to be easy for our crews to clean it out. So we're going to go back to the engineering company and ask them to work with Rick and design something that we can easily clean out. And basically what that is we have a new loader backhoe with a 17-foot reach. If they can design it so that backhoe can get and work its way around to clean it out ourselves, it will save us $2,000 a year, and we're expected to clean that out every 2 to 3 years. So that's so we now know that what is being designed, our forces will not be able to build them. That's fine. We kind of expected that. But we're also going to make sure that we do what we can so that our forces can clean them out as much as possible. There may be a few that if the easement's not correct or the terrain is too steep, we may have to hire a tractor again.
Or dredge it from the lakeside. And Rick actually put a design together. So the idea is get the engineer out here and say, okay, see what you've got. Here's what Rick put together at lunch today. Will something like this work, or can we make it work and not have to pay, obviously, for another study? Because I already know water flow rates, volume, and speed of water, and direction of water. It's just a matter of versus your design. Will this one work? Because this one will save us money year after year after year as we're doing the work ourselves.
But it's further emphasizes your involvement, works that committees are doing. So
Thought you'd been in town, you'd have been invited. You showed up right after that one. So. Okay. The next is, as I've suggested, I would like us to go to one official meeting a month, the second Tuesday of the month. We would hold our first normal meeting so that we could be prepared for the Board of Trustees meeting on the 3rd. The 4th meeting would be, we would hold it open in case we had a study session or needed some extra, but it would not be a full meeting. And that's a proposal I have, and I think there's a couple reasons. One, I think it's best, just like this, as we start moving ourselves into different roles, and JJ's spending a ton more time with the food service committee, and Steve's spending a ton of time with the golf committee, and he's working with security, and you're going to be hanging with Penny and me. So we're starting to branch out and do things and bring reports back in. And I think this would be a better use of our time than having 2 full meetings, but I'd love some discussion, guys.
I'd like to make a motion
Okay.
to go to one meeting a month, that's the second Tuesday a month, leave the 4th Tuesday open if needed for work sessions.
Such as planning, no decisions made.
Correct. No decisions made, no votes. If we had to do a vote in the middle of the month, we'd go to the same e-vote system as the Board of Trustees, so that everything would be up and up and out. Other discussion or questions?
Second is motion.
Are you okay with this? Figured you would. Okay. All right. So we've got a motion to go to one meeting a month and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Yes.
Good.
I figured you would be. Thank you all. I think it's going to help.
I'd like to make a motion that the Board of Trustees take our other Tuesday.
Good idea.
I'll second that.
I know the place gets
I'm
pretty
against
wacky
that.
every,
Yeah, I am very
every
against
board
that.
meeting week. You may not want that.
Jeff, would you like to do some general updates?
Sure. We've got the Caterpillar ordered. The timing was ideal as we got the last one that they had in stock. It's not here yet. They are putting the thumb on it. There's another name for that. The thumb on it, the hydraulic thumb on it, and it'll be here either later this week or early next week. As I mentioned earlier, the check is cut. We're just waiting on you to get here and them to pick up the trade-in. AED replacements, we got a couple of different quotes. I just want to see if there's any discussion around it. So Marty had supplied a unit that I thought I'd never heard of, and then it turns out the ones we've got here are actually Digitech. Thank you, Centos. We've got not Zoll, Phillips, HeartSmart, with a 5-year contract of them coming out and checking it once a quarter, updating it, doing the battery change out once a year and that type of thing, for $1,295 plus tax, title, and license. And then the Digitech were $1,100 for that very same thing.
You're the same 5 years.
Same 5 years, yeah. Yeah, the one Marty sent me was under 1,000, but that was a 1 year, I think, on that. So I gave him a call and got a quote on a 5 year. So it is in the capital budget. I'm sorry, in the depreciation budget. We do definitely want to get Centos.
Where does that compare?
Because they're
with
costing
what
us way too much money. What's that?
Where does that compare with what we're paying them now?
We're paying them, well, because they also, when they come out and do that check, they check
Yeah.
our first aid, and we
Stickers
pay
for
like
the aspirin.
$12.50 a Band-Aid or something. No, not that much, but
It's
we pay a
ridiculous.
silly amount of money for bandages and aspirin and that kind of thing. Usually the bill from them is $300 to $400 per month.
And we have.
I'm sorry, that's a lie. Every 2 months they're out here. Every 2 months.
And we have a plan in place to replace the first aid kits with.
We
Other
bought
units?
the cabinets. Those were $195 at the onset when we originally agreed to, whoever agreed to the
So
The
the
deal a few
cabinets in
years
place
back.
are ours.
cabinets in place
Everything
are ours.
in them right now is ours.
The bandages, the aspirin, the allergy pills in them are ours. The replacement would be, I mean, it's as simple as going to Sam's or Walmart, or you get it through Galls, which we buy our security uniforms from. Since we've got an account with them,
Will that
you get
become a
premium
function
pricing
of
there.
who?
I'm sorry?
Will that become a maintenance or a maintenance function or security?
No security function. That would be a Randall or cash function.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, again, not looking for a vote because I don't have it in writing from them yet. It was verbal. But I want to just bring it up for
And that was,
discussion and we'll,
that was going to be for four
Four
AEs.
units.
Yeah, and we have three on depreciation, but and then we're getting a new one. So
correct.
okay.
Another
All
one
right.
for the fitness.
Okay. We're still under budget.
So it's $7,000. Oh, that was for 3. You're right.
Okay.
We've got Rick had ordered additional asphalt grinding and sand. Went quite quickly. The first
Yeah.
couple snows, especially with that, the one last week having so much ice underneath it, we had to put a lot of extra mix down. So we've got more ordered coming in. The important thing is to get it here before the county load limits go into existence on February. So it'll be this next week, early this next week.
Or a whole bunch of smaller trucks.
Which, yeah, they don't have smaller trucks, so. And then the Bora Hill Gate, we have been keeping open more frequently with the last couple of snows after the accidents that we had. With me calling Rick or Randall or Cash calling me, recommending it at the time to open it. And then Rick and Randall are doing constant checks as to when that area is safe and when they can get it closed again. So we're trying to balance both safety and security the best that we can.
Have we had any more incidents?
We have not had anybody else run into that gate. Now, we do need to discuss, and I don't know, frankly, if this is a management committee decision or a board decision for the impacts that we had to that gate. Historically, the people who have impacted the gate and caused us to have to purchase another one, which was about $3,700. Have paid for that, or their insurance companies have paid for that. Do we go that route? Is the club covering it? I'm not sure which way to go with it. I just know $3,700.
They just file their insurance claim with their scams associated with it.
We,
Township just wrote us a check.
or we talk to our insurance company, they call.
Yeah,
Information.
I think legally we have to contact ours and then they'll subrogate against that car owners.
That works. Okay.
Most generally that's how it works.
Okay.
And if that's not correct, I stand corrected. And either way, we'll have a claim in. Usually property damages.
Then for lodge updates, upcoming wine dinner on Thursday, starting at 6 o'clock. It is sold out. We opened it up by email blast and sold it out in 5 hours. And then sent another email blast. So, we do have positions posted for both back of house and front of house there. I'm sorry, that's not true. For front of house there and then for the clubhouse for the back of house, front of house combined position. Just for relief at the clubhouse and then for additional assistance up at the lodge.
Jeff, so generally you've been getting by real well. And your message last Friday was extremely shorthanded.
Yep.
I'll still hold open to volunteer if we know we need that position to clear plates, dishes, whatever it
Okay.
happens to be. Glad to come and help do that.
Okay.
Let's not sacrifice the service that we're giving to our customers if we can help them out. I don't want to become a permanent full-time employee or part-time employee, but I would like to help out to help them out.
Okay.
What was the reason for the extreme shortage? Was it sickness? Was it any idea?
Yeah, we had one person out sick. One person had 2 people actually had a school thing on Friday. That's when you have high school students. That's gonna happen. So it was a sporting event on Friday, and then I think Saturday was a dance. So,
Well, as soon as you can find out Wednesday or Thursday, just let us know so we have a little advance to
okay.
cushion the home blow.
Yeah, this week we're actually flush back of house, front of house, all.
Super.
Joe,
Thanks. Yeah, that surprised me.
It worked out well, didn't it?
How many do you have? How many people did you open it up to?
26. Just to make sure this will be plated versus that
Yeah.
wine and appetizer. If not, we bought food out and put it in a shaper and then plated it for people. So I should be plated and paraded out. So,
Nice.
and prime ribs take a while to cook, creme brulee, crab cakes, and then the caprese salads. And then the clubhouse was just the hours being modified just because of Chris didn't need to continue working 6 days a week. Lunch business on Monday, so Mondays opens at 3 o'clock, goes until 8, and then Tuesday through Saturday is 10 a.m.
What is the flow of lunch business?
Not
would
nearly,
think without
not nearly as good as
contractors.
dinner and libations business. Without the contractor search, so breakfast business first of all, and I may have mentioned this at a previous meeting when we modified, cut the breakfast hours. Without the contractors in here, breakfast was almost nothing. Lunch is, on any given day, lunch is probably a quarter of our business. Except dinner, especially because dinner there's more adult beverages consumed. And we see a lot of carry out for dinner as well. You.
So GM recruitment process. Chaz, you and I need to after work here. We have actually 19. I've got a spreadsheet. We probably ought to double check. I have 18 on the spreadsheet, and then you sent me another one. Some look very, very promising. A few local, a few formerly local that want to come back, and that's good. it's none that have, nobody has managed a residential club, but beyond that, then we have a really good mix of food service. We have food service and golf. We have a lot of hospitality management, and one that's really big on facility management. So, I mean, there's a really good mix.
I saw one with HOA in it as well.
I'll have to go back through that.
Yeah, I just went back through them today
Yeah, okay.
before I
good.
came, before
All
I
right.
came.
So, and yeah, so we'll get going on that and
And you know, it's been slow to ramp up, but we've got just a couple things going on. And also I have had a couple of emails from other members with expertise in this area that have said that they're willing to help at the resumes.
good. Any other question or discussion on that?
Glad to hear we're getting a choice.
Yes.
And Rex has kept ones that I've forwarded engaged. And there's a lot that I didn't bother forwarding that were the people that just didn't have any leadership experience or anything that we were looking for.
In this day and age, you get a lot of people on Indeed that just lob it in there.
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
Have zero, you know.
And so that indeed, as we've paused, because we're starting now to get the people that are less qualified as of the last couple of days. LinkedIn, I'm keeping open just because that was where the one was from today. And then H Careers, we paid for a month, so we're going to keep that open for a month. So I think we've got 2 pretty solid candidates from there. It's not been a great volume through H Careers, which is hospitality specific, but it's been quality ones.
Okay, I have one quick item to add. And we kind of need to get our depreciation and capital. But I did have a question on 2 items on the depreciation list. We have urban run controller. We have front security gate replacement. So 16 on one, 5 on the other. And my question is, especially on the urban run controller, do we know how that is affected by the separate and it's got to be changed out?
Yeah, and you know, I'm as of the last quote, I'm not sure. I'll have to get with Rick and or Monty with Silco and find out how that'll impact it.
Okay.
Is it actually the operator?
I'm showing controller. So that's what
Control is what we put, which is what Rick said.
5,000.
Is the main entrance gate the exit gate? Is that what that says?
It says both entry.
And I think that may have been an old one. Sure.
The one closest to the building, just kind of like when it stops working, we're not going to have the ability to fix it according to what I heard at our last meeting down there. So yeah.
Check on those. And then the last thing, and we'll go ahead and get this published and if we can stuff off, that's great. Is Rick's got any information on the truck lift?
Okay.
Get one quote now just so we can see where, I mean, if we're close on the appreciation and then we can decide to get more quotes.
It's not a truck lift. They explained it to me last time I was down there and met with both of them. They're needing an equipment lift
Yeah.
for Elmer working by himself, getting underneath things. And it's a little different because it's got a wider platform for the wider equipment. They're not looking for one to pick up a dump truck.
Okay,
They're
good.
looking for one mainly for the mowers and things
Get
like
Elmer
that.
off the.
So yeah, it's not a great big lift. It's
Okay.
it's more of an equipment lift.
We were looking at once a used one and go through it. That way, get that.
Right. That was the one.
Yeah, at the last minute, the guy decided not to sell it to us.
All right, anything else come before? Oh, I did have a question. Security phones. Did Spectrum come through for you?
They did on, what did I gave them till Friday. They had it fixed by Wednesday. And it was something between, wasn't where the install was. It was somewhere between the install at the security building and the Lancaster hub. So they got it, I guess the tech finally sent a tech out, stuck around for about 2 hours until they sense. Other than they did do a more permanent tweak or fix to it overnight last night. They shut the phones down between midnight and 6 a.m. to do more permanent fix to it.
Is the cell phone still in play as backup?
It is. That was donated. That was budgeted. The monthly was budgeted, so I will keep
And
that
that person
just
is
in
gonna get
case.
the monthly bill to you here probably tomorrow.
Okay, fair enough.
We thank that anonymous donor.
Yeah.
Mr. Conniff.
Okay.
Both phone lines are working though. Both the hard lines are working out.
Well, it's right now it's one phone with 2 lines on it. We've got 2 cordless phones coming to replace
Okay,
that one.
because
phone.
that was their thing there, and I suggested to him, talk to you about it, but I said if it push comes to shove, and we get the system all the way down with 2 separate lines, got unlimited minutes on the cell phone, let Red use that to make calls, even for
Yeah.
packages and stuff.
Yeah, and I think you can now.
not tie up the other ones.
Yeah, but it's what did it take? It was long before my time that you all had approved that the new system. 2 years.
Quite some
So
time ago.
hopefully it won't take that long to get the cordless phones at security, and then change forms have all been submitted. It costs us an extra $2 a month for a cordless versus the desktop.
Concern for a lot of the members and us.
Motion to adjourn.
I like that motion.
I'll second it.
Favor.
Aye.
Thank you all. Thank you for listening in. No exec. I don't have.